Hey, Jeff Howard here at Kiteboarding.com, and we've just recently seen some posts about safety issues of kiteboarding. This was posted as our Coast Guard, and I want to let you know, thanks to those guys out there who are watching over us and making sure that we are safe, but there are some posts, and we want to talk a little bit about safety and what you can do to keep it safe. Now, understand about the Coast Guard. When they go to save you, they don't care about your gear and equipment, they care about you. It's a matter of taking care of the person, safety issues. Gear and equipment doesn't matter, but there are a lot of things that can really help them out to help find you or keep you safe out on the water. First off, if you ever go out and you're riding alone, make sure to notify somebody that you are out riding and notify them that you're back in. This is something that's very important, just keeping track of where you are if anything does happen. Now, there's other things that you can do before going out there. Number one, the thing about a Coast Guard friend of mine told me, he goes, colors. Do you see why I'm wearing this bright shirt? Because it grabs attention. If you would like a brown shirt or a black shirt or blue or whatever, believe you me, it is very hard to see a head that is floating. It's the only thing that they can usually visually see unless you're flying an inflatable kite, and there's different types of that. But remember, the brighter you are, the more possibilities of being found on the water if you're having an issue or problem. Now, another thing I want to talk about, we've got a lot of safety products here, and I want to talk about that. One is a life vest, life jacket, or an impact vest, something that keeps you floating. When you're out there and you go down and you're having to swim in, now, this is the most important about swimming in, is inflatable kite or foil kite. If you're on a foil kite, make sure you've got something that floats, because by the time you roll up to that kite and have to start swimming, those things usually end up being anchors. They do not continue to float. Now, as an inflatable, make sure that you do not ever deflate that kite unless you're getting close to the shore. Those things are like life rafts. So always remember, having a kite up in the air, having your wingtips and inflated, it's easier to see. So when you're sitting out there, it's very important to have a life vest or a life jacket. Now, this one here is rated at 50. All of these have different ratings to them to give you more flotation. Now, if you don't like that and you want to go to an impact vest, fine. But believe you me, having a little bit of flotation absolutely helps you out. And it keeps you safe if you have to swim a lot in the water or you get tired. Now, a lot of us say, forget it, I don't want one of those, but I love to go out and I sail beyond where I want to swim in. That is the second thing. If you go out alone, do not go out any further than you want to swim in, and that's usually a little bit closer from what you think you can swim in to what you have to swim in, depending on the current and location you are. If you do it and you don't care to wear a life jacket, hey, that's your choice, but here's another option. This is called a rest tube. These things are fantastic. When we go out and we do trips across the bay, I am one of those. I like to have something that I can float with, and we carry this rest tube. These are a simple device that you can wrap around your waist, and when you go to pull this little lever, this thing inflates and gives you something to hang on to. It lets you rest, and that is very, very important. Now, the other second thing here, and I had this happen probably about a month ago. I was out riding with some guys, and we had fog coming in across the bay. So I grabbed his board, I took his board back in, I turned around, and I could not see him. I could not see where he was. It was a foil kite. It was wrapped up in the water, and it was really hard to find him. But the other thing that saved it was the whistle. Hearing that noise across water would give me direction of where he was on the water. It was so important. You can carry it on here. Some life jackets have them. Here's an extra little whistle. These are little things. If you care to go out there in a foggy situation or in a place that's very hard for you to find, especially if you're riding on foil kites and you go down, absolutely carry a simple whistle. There's little pockets on your harness. You may never use it, but believe you me, when I was out there trying to search for him, I could not see him, but when I heard the whistle, I knew exactly where to go back to. So I want to give those little safety tips. Other little safety tips that can help you that I want to talk about, obviously helmets. Being out there alone, getting hit by your board or any other thing can knock you out. It's safety. Take care of your noggin, your brain will keep going. The other thing is things like knives. A lot of the harness comes with knives in them. And what usually happens, and why I say a knife is ever used, and I've ever seen a knife used, was when someone is swimming, and their lines begin to fall off of their kite or off of their bar, start tangling around their feet, and it will lock you up completely. Very important, pull out that knife, cut those lines. Who cares? That's something that's simple to replace, but it has happened. So having a nice safety knife with you, a lot of harnesses have them. If you don't, check them too. Sometimes the blades gradually go bad over time. Replace it. It's a $10 item. It's something that's very simple that can really save you out on the water. Now, the last but not least is, everybody talks about these Gojos, but let me tell you, a Gojo out on the water is basically a little flotation. It is basically what this rest tube is. So if this is on a twin tip and you're out there, then I'm just going to tell you, you could float on these things. It is amazing, giving you just enough you can hug these things and rest on them and have something like that. Anyway, it's very important about safety. I wanted to put that out there. Thank you very much to our Coast Guard guys out there that are watching out for us, and definitely want to say this. If you guys have any question about gear and equipment, or have life vests fit, helmets fit, or anything about the rest tube, don't hesitate to give us a call here at Kiteboarding.com. We want you to be on the water, be safe, and keep on riding. That's Jeff Howard here at Kiteboarding.com.